Hey, I'm Scotty T from Your Comedy Minute, and I have an amazing comedian, actress, writer, motivational speaker. Belynda Cleare is here. Belynda, thank you so much.
Thank you for having me. I'm excited to be here.
I'm excited to have you. I feel a little giddy. You're in
Uh,
Philadelphia?
yes.
I used to live in Philadelphia.
Where do you live now?
I'm still in Pennsylvania. I really can't disclose where I'm at. I'm under like a secret protection thing.
Witness relocation program? Gotcha.
Now, but you weren't born and raised in Philadelphia, were you?
No, I was not.
Go
I
ahead and tell the people.
I was raised in Nova Scotia, Canada.
Right.
Yes, that's my hometown. That's
And
where
you
my
do
roots are based.
and you talk a lot about that in your bits,
Yes.
as far as and I lived in Philadelphia.
Uh-huh.
And when you moved to Philadelphia from Nova Scotia,
The
you
city
want
of
to tell the
brotherly
people
love.
what that was like?
Well, actually, the reason I moved to Philadelphia is because originally I moved from Nova Scotia right to the heart of New York City in 1988
Okay.
at the beginning of the crack epidemic, and it was like moving from Brigadoon to hell because I like I was from one of the smallest towns
Right.
in the world, and I moved to the biggest city on the planet, and I didn't know the culture. I was not prepared, so I got mugged almost every day.
Well, if I'm right, you said like when you left, you were I don't even know. As far as when you went to Philadelphia, there was only like, you know,
Well,
white
I
people,
had to,
black.
yeah, I
Yeah,
mean,
right.
I wanted to get married, and I was young, full of hopes and dreams and elasticity, and so I wanted to get married. I couldn't stay in Nova Scotia because in order to date someone within my own race, it would have been a cousin, and so I wasn't trying to repeat that gene pool. So
Right.
this Philadelphia being the city of brotherly love, I was looking for some brothers to love.
Oh, right, right. Well, yeah, because I'm from, okay, you asked where I was. York, Pennsylvania is where I'm at.
Okay,
It's where
okay.
I was born and raised.
Oh,
I'm
nice.
a huge Eagles fan. I can't wait. I'm praying the Eagles are going to win the Super Bowl because I went from York to, I moved to Philadelphia.
Uh-huh.
And it was like, you talk about the city of brotherly love?
Right.
Not,
Okay, so yeah, because
not.
you're from a small rural community too.
Right, right. That's why I related to you. I thought this young lady and I would get along fine.
Yeah, it was a big culture. It's a
It was
culture
a
shock.
culture shock.
Right.
I
Yeah.
couldn't. I'll never forget coming home. I hate when I talk too much. My mom was asking me, "Well, how do you?" I said, "I fucking hate it. It's terrible. People are mean. They swear at you."
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
mean, I don't know what your experience
Philly
was
is a
like.
Philly is aggressive. It's aggressive. Yeah.
Aggressive.
Yeah.
They threw
It's aggressive.
snowballs at Santa Claus.
I know. Yeah, yeah, so yeah, I found, I after a couple of years I found a way to blend in.
You
And
got
so
yeah. You got to get Philly tough
oh yeah, real quick.
real quick. You say you got mugged every other day. Let's try and get this thing on the rails. When did you start doing comedy?
I actually started my sophomore year of university in Nova Scotia, 1986.
Okay, right. You've done a long time. And
Yeah,
was there a was there,
I took breaks in between. Like I took a break when I had my son because I thought I had to be, mature, and
sure,
I
sure.
wanted to be present. I didn't want to be out every night.
Yeah,
I wanted to be actively involved in his entire childhood. So
sure, sure.
yeah, but
Was
that's a
there a
lot of work. That I mean,
I have
raising
a son.
people.
I know I made some sacrifices in my business at the time because of my son.
Yeah, so I went back part time about 18 years ago, and then after he graduated from
Yeah.
college, I've been doing it full time for the last 5 years, but I went back part time about 18 years ago.
Was there a catalyst 18 years ago? Was there something that said, I'm going to do comedy? Was there something that gave you a little trigger that way?
Well, I mean, I was I mean, performing arts, like I come from a theater background, so I
Okay.
have to be able to for me to be happy, I have to find a way to express myself creatively. And I can't sing.
Right.
My sciatica nerve prevented me from being a stripper. So, so, plus I got OCD. I don't like strangers touching me.
Right.
So comedy was one of the things that I could do. Um, and so, and I was always writing jokes. I'm sarcastic. I'm Canadian.
Yeah.
Well, I have dual citizenship, but right now you guys ain't looking all that good. So I'm Canadian today. Today I'm
Now,
Canadian.
you're jumping ahead here, but I heard that you may go back to Canada to try and become the prime minister. That's what I heard.
Well, I was thinking about
That's what
that,
I
but
heard. I don't know if
yeah,
it's true.
I was thinking about that. I was going to throw my hat in the ring there, Scott, but then I saw Justin Trudeau came out with a speech the other day on the tariffs and everything, and it seemed like he's a little bit more informed than I am. Oh yeah. Whoa. Well, you are
There it
from
is.
York, Pennsylvania.
I wondered
I
how
didn't
long it would take me to get that thing out. Go ahead.
Wow, yeah. Seems
Go
like you had it
ahead.
right there. Seems like you had it right there.
So you're thinking of becoming the prime minister and dealing with Mr. Trump.
Oh no, no, no. Well, I thought about it. I'm just going to stick with comedy.
All
Uh,
right. All right.
yeah, I thought about it for a day or two. I don't have what it takes to be a
No,
politician because
no, I don't either.
I don't have enough patience for that nonsense. Yeah,
Okay. Um, Besides doing comedy, a life coach and a motivational speaker.
yeah. I come from a social work background. I've worked in community mental health for over 30 years, and I am an advocate. I consider myself an advocate. I've struggled with depression my entire life, and
Yeah, me too.
I mean, you can't live in America and not be depressed.
No, it's hard. It's hard.
Yeah, it's really.
When
But
I
I
was
mean,
young, when I was not to interrupt, but when I was younger, I didn't believe in depression. Now I'm 62. I believe in depression.
well, I mean, everybody deals with depression and
Yeah.
anxiety. I mean, there's only two groups of people in this world: those with a mental health diagnosis and those who haven't been diagnosed yet. So,
That's a good point. Good point.
yeah, so but I've always felt like my childhood would have been happier had my family had some mental health services, or even I studied psychology because I wanted to diagnose
Hey,
them.
my family would have got a group rate.
Yeah,
They
yeah.
could have
I
taken us all in.
I studied psychology because I wanted to diagnose my family, only to discover that I got a diagnosis myself.
You have a one woman show,
Yes.
staying on the right side of sanity, Diary of a Dirt Road Diva.
Yes. Yeah, and that show is my life story.
No,
And
I kind of figured.
and it's about struggling to stay on the right side of
Tell
sanity.
them all about it, please,
Yeah,
if you
so
don't mind. I mean, this is
yeah.
your comedy minute. You're in charge.
Yeah, so it's a coming of age story about a young black girl growing up in small all white fishing village in Nova Scotia, Canada, in a
Imagine.
black family that doesn't like black people. So 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 I was raised to feel like being black was a handicap. And
Okay.
so how's that for your self-esteem? And then
Yeah.
all of the microaggressions that you deal with when you're one
Yeah.
of very few, and then you experience racism. Like I moved to Brooklyn because I considered Brooklyn the motherland. I was like, oh my God,
I'm
all these
home.
black. Yeah, I thought I was home. I thought it was going to be like the Lion King. I thought they were going to be playing music when I got there. Chimichanga, chimichanga. Yeah, I thought it was going to be like a musical, and it was like a nightmare. Uh,
Mufasa's gonna
but
come.
so you go through an identity crisis. I was going through an identity crisis because I was living in a all black community finally, and I thought everybody looks like me. And then they're like, "You don't act black enough. You don't talk black enough. Why are you wearing a kilt?" And and so
Why are you wearing a kilt?
and so I was trying to fit in. Like I became a Rastafarian for a week, and then I realized I don't smoke weed, and incense makes me nauseous, so I couldn't be a
That's important.
Rastafarian. And so then I was watching BET, Black Education TV, and I saw this dude named Farrakhan on there. So I decided to join the Nation of Islam because all of his followers were black. And then, that was the longest 20 minutes of my life. Yeah, it was
Hey,
too many rules.
BET, can I stop you for a second?
Uh-huh.
Because I told you, your thing reminds me when you mentioned BET, and this is
Mhm.
true. You can go to my Facebook page and you can see I have pictures with Deborah Cox and Tony Braxton and Whitney Houston, different people, R. Kelly, and I used to go to BET, and I'd be the only white guy there.
Where was BET down in DC?
Yeah.
Oh, so
Yeah, I
what were
didn't
you?
mean to interrupt your joke. It was the first time I thought, wow, you really hit one out of the park with me.
Right, yeah. So
Because no, and
I
again,
didn't know you could go there, Scott.
no,
Damn
and you
it.
know what? I don't want people to think I'm comparing being white to black. I've been in that scenario,
Well,
and
we got a lot in
it's
common.
a weird feeling,
We both grew up hillbillies. Like, I
right?
mean,
Yeah.
well,
Hey, Shitter's full. Oh,
yeah, and
speaking of which,
but
Elvis Presley, the
but
day Elvis
also,
Presley died.
oh yeah, oh you saw my joke. But here's the thing, Scott, that you like. There's no difference between black people and white people except for we got a built-in tan. That's the really only
Oh
difference.
boy,
I
oh
mean,
boy.
because there's trashy black people and there's
Yeah, no,
trashy white people. And so like yeah, and like I like all genres of music. Like Dolly Parton is my spirit animal. Um and so
I don't know if you're telling the truth or not.
oh, I'm dead ass serious here, Scott. Dead ass
Dolly
serious.
Parton.
Yes.
You want,
Name a
hey,
Dolly Parton song. I can sing every
sing
lyric.
Jolene, sing a little Jolene.
Jolene, 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 Jolene. Please don't take my
All right, do a
man.
little I Will Always Love You yet.
Oh, okay. That, Whitney Houston brand that. I'll sing my favorite. Islands in the stream. That is what we are. No one in between. How can we be wrong? Sail away with me to another world. And
Okay,
we're going
okay,
yeah. So,
okay.
yeah, you can see why I'm not a
Yeah,
singer.
yeah, yeah. You're right. We're both hillbillies and got thrown into this mix. And I'm like, what? Like being here with you. You're a damn rock star. You're a comedian rock star.
Oh, thank you.
You've played all over the world. Let's try and get it back to you. You've
Okay.
played all over. Like I saw a clip from Dallas. You were in Los Angeles. Where's your favorite place to play?
Actually, every stage, like
Every
every
stage.
show, like my goal is to be the best version of myself. So I've
Right.
never walked off stage where I thought, like, wow, I can't. There's no room for improvement. So the last show I had was Saturday night in Exton. That's my favorite place, Saturday night. Every room I walk into, my goal is to make them love me, and I know that I'm gonna. My goal is to connect with every audience. So it doesn't matter as long as they get me. I love every
Boy,
stage.
what's not to get? You're hilarious.
Thank you.
When you said Exton, I used to go to the Sam Goody. I managed the Sam Goody in King of Prussia, and I
Hmm.
used to go to the Sam Goody in Exton.
Wow.
I used to try and help that store out.
So you got a serious record collection, is what you're saying?
Yes, I do. Well,
Yeah.
I sold a lot. I still have a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
I love vinyl records. Love vinyl records.
Okay. Yeah.
But why do you keep throwing it to me? God damn it! This is about
I
you,
know.
not
Well, I
me.
mean, I'm fascinated. I like to
I
connect
like
with
you
people.
too. Do you have a favorite show that you've done? And then, of course, I'm an asshole. A least favorite show.
Okay, my least favorite show was about 18 years ago.
You went right to least. You didn't even do a favorite show.
Okay, I'll tell you my favorite show
Do
after
tell me
I
your
tell you my
favorite
least
show,
favorite.
if you don't
Okay,
mind.
all right. My favorite show is opening night of my one woman show, Staying on the Right Side of Sanity, because
Right.
I submitted it to a fringe festival down here in Wilmington, Delaware, and I didn't expect it to get picked,
Okay.
but it got picked, and
Wonderful.
and I performed like 5 shows on the weekend, in one weekend, and I didn't invite people because it was new. I thought I was going to bomb. I didn't feel prepared, and
Wow.
I didn't think anybody was going to be interested. And so the night before the festival started, everybody had to get up and do a 5 minute pitch on what their show was about.
Okay.
And so I got up there and told them what my show was about. And so on opening night, I only told about 6 of my friends, and that was because I needed them to help me set up my set.
Right.
And so and the audience kept coming in, and I was like, wait a minute, you guys are in the wrong location, um, because you must be trying to attend one of the other 20 or 30 shows uh, in the festival. And they were like, well, no, isn't this Staying on the Right Side of Sanity, Diary of a Dirt Road Diva? I said, yeah. And they're like, no, we saw you last night and we can't wait to see it. And um, the show was sold out, all 5 shows that weekend, complete
Oh, wonderful.
strangers.
Wonderful.
And it was the first time I thought my story had any value. And then I took it to Nashville,
Okay.
and because I thought Wilmington, Delaware, I know
I've been there.
everybody.
I used to live in Wilmington too.
Yeah, I know
Go ahead. Keep
everybody.
going. I'm sorry.
So I felt like everybody there was biased because they already liked me. I mean, let's face it, Scott, I am adorable. And so I got an adorable personality. I
You
didn't,
are. I love you already.
and so when I went to Nashville, they were all strangers, and so they asked after my performance if the audience wanted to stay and meet the star, which was me, because it's the
Right.
one woman show. And the entire audience sat down, and some of them had tears in their eyes. So
Wow.
it took me 10 years to write the show, and for complete strangers, a whole room full of strangers,
Okay.
um, to find value in what I had to say, it it validated
I love
everything.
it. I
So
love it.
even
I hope someday I can watch you do it. I see the whole thing.
oh yeah, 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 I'm
I
gonna
would
bring it
love
back.
that. Or maybe
Yeah,
it'll get picked up and we can, well, we'll do everything we can to get it so that it's on Amazon Prime or one of these for you.
right. Well, I'm trying. Yeah, I'm trying to. My goal is to pitch it as a TV show.
Well,
Yeah.
that's again. I just saw a picture of you with George Wallace.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I love him.
George was on my show.
I saw
I'm
that.
unbelievable, and I'm not trying. Again, the reason I mention is he has a show coming up, premieres I think tomorrow night, Thursday night, or something on Amazon called Clean Slate.
Oh wow.
And his buddy Lester Bibbs is working and I'm so happy because to have good comedy and good comedians and the premise of what you're is just wonderful.
Well, and George Wallace, I mean, longevity in this business speaks volumes, because I don't think you get to last as long as someone like a legend like George Wallace without being a nice guy. And like that picture that you saw, I went up to him after a show and asked if I could get a picture. And I'm horrible at selfies. And cool George Wallace was like, "Girl, you're doing it all wrong." Took my phone and
Yep.
said, "This is it." Yeah.
Yeah.
And then checked and said, "Oh no, that one's not good. Your eyes were closed." And he took the selfie for me.
Yeah.
And so class act, off stage, on stage, and I think that that's the key to his success.
Yeah. Well, he's texting me at all hours of the night now.
Oh really?
Yes. Yes.
Wow.
Yes. Yes. I, I almost wish I hadn't met him.
Oh
No,
wow.
I'm teasing. It's always a pleasure to hear from George at 3 in the morning.
Yeah, well, well, in his defense, he's on the West Coast, so it's
Well, he doesn't know where he's at.
yeah, it's 12 midnight. Yeah.
We got to
No,
do.
I actually went to your YouTube channel and subscribed, and
Thank you, thank
I was
you.
like,
Or
I
the
was like,
crazy.
whoa. I was like, oh, because I was like, oh, okay, little local comedians, cute. Then I saw George Wallace. I was like, oh, he's the real
Well,
deal.
let's. The best is yet to come. I'm just getting warmed up. Having you here helps. Help me
Awesome.
get some of your favorite comedians, okay?
Oh yeah, I got a big list
Well,
for you.
speaking of favorite comedians, I want to give a shout out to Chica Loca, who was on the show. Wonderful young lady, and she mentioned you. And I got to tell you, you're like her idol. She just adores you. So I
Uh,
said I got to get her on the show.
that's so
But
sweet.
then,
Yeah.
kind of like you went to my YouTube channel, looked around. Of course, I went and looked around. I have a few more little nuggets, but the
Uh-huh.
Gwyn Factor, who also was on the show,
Okay.
you mentioned about a rap battle.
Right.
So, I text her, I got in touch with her,
Hmm.
and she posted it.
Okay. All right.
And you
Now
said, now hold on. You said that you won, but she thinks she won,
I
and she
know.
took
I
so
know.
offense
Crazy,
to it.
huh?
She took so offense to it that she posted it on YouTube so you can go see for yourselves and vote. And
Ooh.
I'm not going to say anything.
Okay. Yeah. Because I wanted your opinion, but I know
Well,
that.
she said, I won, blah blah blah.
Oh, her.
Well, I'll
Okay.
say this. Here's what I'll say. She went a lot longer. So she for that, you didn't deliver as many lines where it was edited because at least what I saw. Maybe hey, she might have edited knowing her.
Yeah, she might have did that on purpose because I had some serious. I had some serious lines.
I
Um,
got it. Can I
and
tell you my
okay,
favorite
I love
line?
Gwen. Like all jokes aside, I love Gwen.
Yeah.
And I thought my lines were more powerful than hers. She had a couple like that Nova Scotia one. No one knows
Well,
ya.
I got to tell you, my favorite of yours?
What?
I think it was her hair looks like the lint out of a dryer. Was that right?
God, that was
What's
hilarious.
that? Was that did I deliver it right? Is that what you said?
I said something like that. I can't remember
Yeah.
the.
Oh my God, that was wonderful,
I
wonderful.
know. Yeah. I mean, yeah. I went deeper. Like that Nova Scotia stuff. I mean, I
She
actually she
went
had some good
deeper.
lines.
She did go. She went hard. She came
Yeah,
hard.
I know, and
She came way too hard, in my opinion.
no. I first of all, no, I got nothing but love for Gwen because
No, I do too.
I think she's awesome. But yeah, no, I felt like won that rap battle. I could have been a rapper if I knew how
Well, you
you
sure
know.
as hell aren't a singer. I can tell you.
Oh, that is whoa.
you,
Chicken
you
pox, I hate
you did
her.
Jolene okay, but when you went to the whatever the hell the second thing was, that's where you lost me.
Islands in the Stream, one of Dolly and Kenny Rogers' all-time greatest songs.
You know, I gotta sing. It's in my blood. We'll get a transfusion. I've heard you sing.
That's funny. Yeah, no, I've been. You're not the first person to tell me I can't
No,
sing.
stick to the comedy. Stick to the comedy. I
Well,
did.
yeah,
I
when I
did.
sing, it is comedy.
Yeah, yeah. You're right. Maybe you can turn it into part of your act. Um, I mentioned it because, and I guess it's part of the one woman show thing. And I don't know. Again, I hesitate to even bring it up. But you mentioned about how poor your family was and everything,
Hmm.
right?
Yeah.
And inside plumbing,
Well, we didn't have
right?
indoor
You didn't
plumbing.
have inside plumbing.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay. Do you want
Uh-huh.
to take it from there?
Yeah, I mean, I remember the day we got in indoor plumbing. I was
Right.
13, and it was the same day Elvis Presley died. So I was devastated and also scared to death because I heard Elvis died on the toilet, eh? So I thought the thing killed him. Yeah, so yeah, but no, I'm proud of growing up poor because see,
Didn't you tell your grandma she had to go first?
yeah, well, my grandmother was a bully, and she used to make me cry every day. She was my bully. So, yeah, when we got into her plumbing, um, I was like, "Grandma, after you," because I wanted her to.
Right,
I
right.
figured if someone was going to die on the toilet, it might as well be her. She lived a good life.
You made her go first.
Yeah.
Oh, your gosh almighty. You killing me. You killing me.
Yeah, my cousins are going to be upset because, yeah, some people have a good memory of my grandmother. I don't have any of those.
Really?
No. Yeah.
None whatsoever.
Oh, she was a good knitter and a good cook. She did teach me. There's nobody's 100%, nobody's 100% good or bad, but
No, I know.
the way she treated me was never good.
You know what?
Yeah,
Again,
so
boy, we must have
yeah.
been. We're like brother and sister from another mother or something. But my grandmother was mean as hell, and she drank like she would start getting a
Yeah.
batch of beers in her. Holy shit! You needed to get out of there. My
Yeah.
family. I
No.
remember my dad many times. We all left in a hurry.
Yeah, no, my grandmother didn't. I don't know if she drank, but she did. She was a bootlegger, and she also made
Really?
yeah, she made dandelion wine and beet wine. Those were her
I
two
remember
specialties.
dandelion wine and beet wine.
Yeah,
Wow.
I used to make it with her. Yeah,
Yeah.
so I used to make dandelion wine with her. Yeah, and so she's quite popular in town for her.
You are amazing. You are amazing.
Yeah, I'm the real deal when it comes to hillbilly there, Scott. Yeah. Yeah, the town I grew up in, a
Now,
trailer.
wait a second. Wait a second.
Yeah, the town I
Wait a
grew up in.
second.
Okay,
Kind of like you and Gwen in the rap battle. You and I are about to have well, let's
a
call it
hillbilly,
a pissing contest.
okay, all
Here,
right,
I'm going to go first, and then I'm going to let you go, and then we're going to do your comedy minute. I'll go first, okay?
okay, uh-huh,
I do a bit about this that I don't give a shit if you're lesbian, bi, gay, trans, asexual, pansexual, whatever the hell you want to be. I come from York, Pennsylvania. A man fucked a sheep at the York Fair when I was a kid growing up. And that's true.
what did he do to the sheep? Had sex with it?
Did I stutter? Was there part of that you didn't catch?
Well, I mean, when you said
Okay, your turn. Go.
he did it at the county fair, like, I mean, in my town.
Yes, at the York Fair, right about 5 miles from where I'm at.
Okay, I mean, a lot of kids had sex with the barn animals where I grew up, but they didn't do it at a county fair, you
Oh,
know.
okay.
So, okay, you might win that one, but like the town that I
Scores
grew up,
Scotty T1.
no,
Belinda,
well, but
Belinda
the town that
Cleare.
I grew up in, a trailer was a status symbol.
Okay.
So, yeah, yeah. I mean,
Wow.
I mean, I know a lot of people probably had sex with sheep, but they didn't do it at a county fair.
Yeah.
Okay, that take you. So
I
you
think
do.
I
I'm gonna
win.
give
I
you that one.
think I
Yeah,
won. I think
yeah.
I won. Hey, look, we're gonna run out of time. I have had a blast with you.
I've had a blast with you
I've had a
too.
blast
Thank you
with
for
you.
having me on this.
I want to mention real quick that the Gwen Factor from the Black Women in Comedy Laugh Fest.
Hmm.
She was. That's how I first got involved a year or so ago. And I know
Oh,
you're not going to be there this year, but I want to make sure because I'm trying to have as many of the women on if you went to my page as I
right.
can. But I want to
Okay.
take a second, real quick, Belinda, and make sure that you tell everybody everything you got coming up, anything you want to mention, and do
Okay.
that, and then we'll do your comedy minute, okay?
Okay, so I'm working on a international comedy tour
Okay.
with some friends of mine, and it's called the Emancipation Tour. And
Emancipation tour.
so, if there's a venue or a town out there that would like to have uh, the absolutely most hilarious comedy show ever, they can book us because,
Okay.
yeah, I believe in creating my own opportunities. So,
Well,
so going back to
I'll
Nova.
put all the links to your Facebook, your YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, whatever you have. I
I
have
appreciate that.
your website. All that'll be in the description.
Yes, and all my shows, because I don't remember them all off the top of my head, but I am
Okay.
filming my very first comedy special and my second comedy album May 17th in Wilmington, Delaware at Bootless Stageworks Theater. And
Okay.
I run a monthly show there. The theater's getting ready to work is in transition, but I run a monthly show there. I've been running it since prior to the pandemic, 8 years. Monthly shows at it's called Bootless Stagework Theater in Wilmington, Delaware. Usually the third Saturday of every month, but I
Okay.
have never filmed a comedy special before, and so yeah. So
Well,
maybe
if
we
you'd
can get
like,
that on Amazon.
if you'd like, You can come back May 17th or before that, a week or so before. Come back on, and I'll help you promote it.
Thank you. This has been
If
an
you'd like to,
absolute
if you'd like to
pleasure.
do that, I would love to have you. You
Okay.
are a funny young lady.
Yeah, and I can give you, but we're running out of time, but I can give you a list of very interesting
Just
comedians.
send me. We'll speak, but let's
Yeah.
not run out of time. Let's at least try and get something in the books real quick. We'll use it as
Okay.
a preview. Belynda Cleare, your comedy minute. Go ahead, my friend.
Okay. My comedy minute. Okay.
It doesn't have to be a minute. It can be 5 minutes, whatever you want. Go ahead, Belynda.
Okay. Well, I am a widow. I have been a widow for 9 years, and
I
people say
saw that.
stupid stuff when you're a widow. They're like, "Don't worry, girl. You can find someone else." And I'm like, huh, "I hope not. I did 25 years. I'm good." Uh, and my husband and I were growing old together, so I'm not really interested in anybody else. However, after 6 years of being a widow, I did miss someone doing the man chores. And
Okay.
so I have a lot of friends that go online and find dates on these websites like Plenty of Fish, Christians Mingles. There's no
Right.
Christians mingling on there, by the way. And so I am too paranoid because I binge watch Dateline.
Right.
And Dateline is like a tutorial on how not to get killed. And you can look at me, Scott, and see that I'm not quite cute enough to be kidnapped, but I am cute enough to be killed. So I'm not. And they don't have the dating sites that I want, like fixyourroof.com or
Fix
like
your roof.
don'ttalktome.com or don'ttouchme.com. So I found a perfect place, Scott, where you can find the perfect, like I bra on, and I go to Home Depot with a tape measure. And you just randomly measure stuff. Eventually, some dude's going to come up and ask you, "Hey, do you need some help?" And then you could just say something like, "I'm just measuring these light bulbs to see how I can fix my leaky toilet." They mansplain everything to you. You're like, "Wow, you are so smart." Bring them home, have them fix your toilet, and then when they act like they want you to show some form of appreciation. I usually go to the kitchen and squirt some dish detergent in my mouth and fake a seizure. And when I tell you, Scott, nothing kills a boner faster than a seizure. Am I
Seizure.
right?
Yeah, yeah, pretty much that'll do it.
Well, okay, full disclosure, I'm currently banned from 17 Home Depots, but I got a lot of stuff fixed.
Oh, Belynda, that's wonderful.
Thank you.
That
This
was
has been
great. That was great.